What is up? What's going on, Justin?
Not much. I'm
Welcome to
I'm able to make it tonight.
Right. Me too. If we weren't here, the show would be dead. We didn't have any content.
Which
So welcome to
might be for the
NDL.
better.
Exactly. NDL Weekly. Welcome. We are short-handed today, so Jason Williams was not able to make it, unfortunately. The pickle, I don't know where he's at.
He's got something till midnight. That's all I remember. Basketball, maybe?
I think that's Jake. Jake had that.
Oh, Jake,
I don't know
that's
what
right.
he also coaches too, so he might be coaching. And then Jason K is AWOL. I think he needs to catch up on his sleep. So you just have us two. Sucks for you.
On the bright side, Jason's away, so the kids will play.
Exactly.
We got our
We are
sour
having a good
beers.
time, with or without him. So what? How was your weekend?
It was all right.
Do anything?
Playoffs in one league won it, so I'm happy there. And then in the real world, just hung out around the house. Today was my day off, so ran a bunch of errands, did a bunch of chores I've been needing to do, and made some eggnog.
Nice. I love eggnog.
I
But
do
you
too.
make it. You make it with like the everything, like the liquor and.
Oh yeah, this is
So
my
what-
first time ever doing it. A coworker and friend told me about it a few days ago. Because I love eggnog. I usually just buy it like a gallon and then mix rum into it at home, right?
Yeah.
But he told me Alton Brown, like the celebrity chef, has a recipe. So I tried it, and it's a bunch of dairy products, a lot of sugar, a lot of egg, and 3 types of alcohol. Got to sit for 2 weeks. It'll be ready just for Christmas.
So fermenting now, huh?
Yep. I'm a little scared. It
So what
smelled like
kind
a ton
of
liquor.
alcohol? What kind of alcohol?
Equal parts bourbon,
Nice.
rum, and cognac. So
Yeah.
you say it?
Cognac.
Yep.
Depends where you're from, I guess.
Yeah, I learned that. I just saw that word today for the first time, so I'm just guessing.
There you go. So
But
I'm curious to see how it turns out. You have to let us know.
I
Whatever
took
it,
a sip before I put it in the fridge, and it tasted like liquor with a little bit of dairy. So we'll see how that changes in the next 2 weeks.
So the egg too. The egg, do you have to? It's not cooked, obviously. It's just egg yolk.
Just raw egg yolk, yeah, to separate it. Toss
Yeah.
the egg whites or save them for omelets or something, but I just tossed them.
Interesting.
And then heavy cream, half and half, and whole milk.
Very cool.
Yeah.
That sounds very interesting. I love eggnog. It does not love me, but I love eggnog.
Mm.
So my weekend was terrible in NDL. So I lost. I was in the playoff in 2 divisions and lost them both. One was pretty much a blowout. I got blown out. My team did not show up, and his team did show up. Mainly the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And in the other league, I lost by 5 points. So
Brutal.
the snowball killed me.
So which hurt worse, losing by 100 or losing by 4?
5, yeah, losing by 5 definitely hurt. The other one I kind of knew it early enough, so I had time to prep.
Fair. How about the
So-
real world though? How was your real world weekend?
Yeah, it was all right. I don't think didn't have any sports going on, which is kind of nice. So I didn't do much. I didn't do
always
much.
nice.
I had to watch what I did for the week. I don't know, it kind of TMI, but I ended up getting some testosterone pellets put in, which is kind of weird. So I don't know if anybody else. I know some of the guys in the pod are kind of old like me. So
Yeah, you need Jason here for that.
yeah. So I was low on testosterone, and there's a new thing where they cut you open and put some pellets in you, and it supposedly dissolves over 6 months. And so it's kind of weird
It's
stuff.
like you went in the morning, they cut you open, stuck them in, and you were gone a few hours later.
Yep. Yeah. 30 minutes later.
Weird. I had no idea.
Yeah.
They put you under all the
Technology,
way
man.
for it, or do they just kind of like numb you?
Yeah. They just numb you up, and then
That's crazy.
So it's kind of a funny story. They won't get started. So I walked out of the doctor's office, and I was walking to the elevator, and the back of my pants felt kind of wet. You know, you get that wet feeling. So I reached back and I pulled up my hand, and my hand was covered in blood.
Oh,
I was like, what? So I had to go back there. I said, I'm still bleeding. So they had to get me in there. And they didn't stitch me up. They just put some like sterile strips or whatever.
Huh.
But weird stuff, TMI, whatever.
yeah, at least you didn't shit your pants. Could have been worse.
Right. So I was kind of on light duty, I guess. So they said the pellets couldn't come out if you stressed or if you work out and lift too much. It could force its way out. So they said give it a week. And so my week was yesterday. So I did a lot of stuff today. But good. But let's go ahead and jump right to it. We got a busy show with the playoff talk. So,
but good news, everybody. We're gonna do it much faster than usual because Jason's not here to get distracted and talk shit on Zach. And
right.
I've got no personal vendetta against him. Not yet.
All right. So it's a big playoff weekend. We had playoffs in every league. JB, which we'll get into a little bit later, was a little bit different, I guess, the way they handle the playoffs and the brackets and things like that. So it was a little different, but so I know there was some teams that are disappointed and some that are happy to move on. So you want to get started with GA? You want to check out GA and see what it looks like?
I was on mute. Sorry. Let's do it.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, let's pull up the matchups. So we'll start with Arizona and Detroit, which was the only close matchup, really. If you'll open up, can you open up, I guess, go to the game day and open up the matchup so we can look at their points?
Yep. So we are
second one, Arizona, Detroit. Let's start there. It was on top of the bracket.
Yeah.
All right, so you'll see.
So we had Massage. Was that Massage?
Yeah, I actually did a YouTube
Mache.
pronunciation guide for his name.
Yeah.
So we can stop getting it wrong, and it's Mache according to YouTube.
Yep.
So if it's wrong, it's wrong. No. Let us know, but we'll try using the real name going forward.
He said it's Macehey is how it's pronounced.
Yeah. So Mache. That's Mache and Casey is the Lions owner.
Yeah. So Mache, he nailed it.
Yeah. So fairly, no crazy scores considering it's GA. There's a lot of points to be scored. Neither one got good quarterback play, which is funny considering it's Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes.
Josh Allen disappointed.
Yeah, but Gerald Everett, having to play him in the flex this week, I think it's just too much to overcome for the Lions. Everybody else on his team was, pretty average. Sony Michel had a good game. Other than that, it was just pretty average across the board. And then Mache's team, again, it was pretty average across the board, but he did get a nice 23 out of Gibson, which was enough to give him that 11-point win.
You know what? And I offered both of them Gronk.
And I offered both of them James Conner.
Nice.
But it was, I was asking for an overpay. I understand.
I was too. Yeah.
The Lions, they did have St. Brown on the bench who scored 25, but
that hurts.
I guess the only person you could consider playing him over is Everett, but I don't know who makes that decision with it being the Lions.
And he hasn't done much lately.
Yeah, Kareem Hunt being on the bye and Dalvin Cook being hurt was tough.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll move on to the other NFC matchup, which was Atlanta and New Orleans. Roy being the Saints owner versus Jason W. and the Falcons. This one was a blowout.
Yep, that one hurt Jason. He was
it's 41 from Kittle's tough to overcome.
Yeah.
That's insane. 181 and 2. I didn't watch the game. I saw the stat line after, but that's just an unreal game.
Yeah.
That
hurts. When you have somebody go off like that, it's hard to.
Yeah, and then you look at the other side. Like Jason had two guys in double digits, his
Yeah.
quarterback in Madison. Like you're not, I don't have to tell him you're not going to win with that kind of lineup.
No.
Good players, they just didn't do anything.
Yep.
And then
I'm
Elijah
very
Moore,
familiar with that.
he's here now, huh?
Who's that?
Elijah
Elijah
Moore.
Moore? Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's he's good. He's fun to watch.
Yep. He was my buy candidate a couple weeks ago.
Wish I would have listened.
Yeah, he was expensive. People
Did
weren't
you buy him?
selling. No, I tried. People weren't selling. They wanted too much, and I didn't have enough. A lot.
I have the same problem you do, where I buy early in the season, so the guys I like at the end is too late. I don't have enough to get them.
Yep. Yeah, I bought Mixon with my only first and JB.
That worked out.
So yeah, now I have nothing.
I'd say that was worth it though.
Oh yeah.
All right, so let's move to the AFC. We've got Buffalo and Jacksonville.
So that is Renee, and I don't know why it's not pulling up.
I've got it right here. It's Renee and Michael.
Michael Grillet.
I did not put the last name in my Google Doc. Sorry.
No worries. So yeah, Renee lost.
She did. Good quarterback play for both of them. But again, I mean, it's
0 from Bateman.
Yeah.
That hurt.
22 for Madison, and that was it. She didn't get production anywhere else. That rain game screwed her with Diggs, but I don't think she's making that up anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I mean, it really is whatever teams players go off. I mean,
yeah.
If your guys don't produce, it's rough.
Yep. And Michael's side, I mean, he had 4 guys over 20. Like, even with a goose from Boston Scott and 6 points from Chenault, he's still putting up 140. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah, that hurts.
All right, let's just keep blazing through these things, huh?
Yep. So we got the Chargers.
Yep. So this one was Tony beating Jake.
Oh, Jake.
Yeah, our guy Jake. I know he made a bunch of trades, which we'll get to here in a minute, but it was not enough to overcome the weird Sunday of football.
This is the one where he said he was didn't know why he played Edwards.
This is the one.
That still wouldn't help though.
That Chargers, so that's consistency. Nobody in single digits.
Yeah.
You're gonna win a lot of games doing that.
Yep, I think you'll probably see that consistently throughout as we go through this. As I lose my earpiece.
Yeah, I'm
looking
at that side. Getting Sony Michel to start was fortunate for him.
Oh yeah.
With
that was nice.
Henderson being out, but he had DJ Moore on a bye, so I guess that's kind of a wash. So that'll work out next week for him too.
Yeah. So that is it, right? The 4?
Yeah, it's the 4 matchups.
So if we
let's
go back
preview
to
next week, go to the bracket again.
So we got Mache going against Braxton.
Yep.
And then we have Roy going against Jason K. It should be a good matchup. And I think you have it. We'll pull up the Google Docs at the end, and we'll go over the rosters.
Yep. Unfortunately, I don't think that that Eagles Saints game is going to be good. Saints got everybody hurt.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, I remember Roy talking about the Discord, and I looked at that roster. It's a lot of Q's and D's next to the team.
Yeah, that hurts.
All right, so let's quickly pull up Arizona's roster, and we'll just look at the 4. Give quick thoughts on how we think it's going to go, or things to watch out for.
Let's see if we go to.
Oh, it's true. Yeah. You can make the picture bigger, even better. I don't know if they zoom in though. Everybody, this is week 2, the NDL playoff pick'em. This is what it looks like for this week. It'll be easier to play as we've uploaded the matchups. So if you're not in every league, don't worry about it. You'll be able to look at each team's roster and make an educated guess that way.
So if we go to, let's see, GA. And what we can do is we'll look at the first one, and then we'll probably go through go through this at the end just to look at the matchups.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Let's just do the rest of the leagues then and then
Can
come
you
back to this. Yeah,
can you see this? Okay.
I cannot, but I've
Yeah. Can you?
got the original image
Gotcha.
on my computer.
All right. So we got Arizona against San Francisco. Roy against Jason K. We got Tony versus Rizzo and the Raiders. And then we got Michael Ramos, which I'm rooting for, against Joe Navarre.
Yep. Joe's quest for 5 is still alive.
Yep. All right. Well, we'll run through this and then we'll go, we'll go to, let's go to 32 next.
Want to touch on trades real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just while we're here. I know it was a pretty active couple of days before the trade deadline. Lots of teams trying to make moves. I know more deals were talked about than were finally agreed on as us losers didn't make the playoffs. We're trying to get more than their players were worth. But, now is the time, right?
Exactly. Yeah, so we're good now. Our format's a little messed up since we don't have our leader here. So
he'll be back next week, he promised.
Yeah.
And if he's not, yell at him.
We're kind of just flying by the seat of our pants here. So apologize for that, but we'll get it together. So let's talk about the first trade we have here. We got
49ers.
Jake. You want to go bottom up?
Oh, yeah, from oldest to newest.
Gotcha.
So 49ers gave up Damian Harris and Donald Parham for David Montgomery and Jared Cook.
Another Van trade.
Yeah,
Van,
I like
what are
that.
you doing?
Yeah.
This is one I think we went over last week. So I should have won it.
Oh, yeah,
Let's do 7 days because we did Tuesday.
That's right.
All right.
All right. The second one, the Patriots give up Gronk for Amari Rodgers and Irv Smith Jr. Yeah, I like Irv Smith and Gronk. He's probably not going to hold up much longer. So, if you're a playoff team, you definitely want Gronk, and Irv Smith's a nice little piece to have and see what he can become for a non-playoff team.
I like that trade, Mitch. Good job. Way to take advantage of Joe.
Though I don't like it because it helps Joe's quest.
Yeah, and that's why he did it. I mean, he's for
the
here and now.
Move.
Yeah, so it's a good move for him. It helped him out.
2 touchdowns last week, right?
Yeah. So it helped him out. So it was definitely worth it for him.
All right, this next trade you're involved in, so go ahead.
Yep. So it's gave up Gaskin, Jamal Williams, and a 2022 second to Jason Williams, and he gave me Rashad Bateman and a 2023 third. So
no, 2023 second.
I'm sorry, 2023 second. I saw the 3 and
yeah.
So it's pretty much swap seconds. I mean, I think he won in this deal. I mean, it just depends on, especially for now. I mean, he needed some help with running backs. He had Swift, that was Gimpy, and I think Aaron Jones.
Yeah.
No, he traded Aaron Jones, I think. But his running backs were Gimpy, so he needed some help at running back. So he made the move to try to help him out, and it wasn't enough.
No, but I like it. If you're close, go for it.
Yeah.
You're losing on Bateman for the future. That could come up to bite you, but
yeah, and I'm still up in the air with Bateman.
Yeah, I think Hollywood's the guy there.
Yeah,
I think
Bateman was on another
supremely
team.
Talented.
Yeah, he'd be a lot.
But I like to move for both sides. Plus, you've got 18 second round picks in 2022.
Yeah,
let's move on.
I needed a 2023 second, but I need to get rid of some of my 2022 because I definitely don't have room on Texas.
No, definitely not. Plus,
so next week,
then you can use that for trade bait next year instead of this year.
For sure, absolutely. So next we have let's see, Jim Leahy gave up Derek Carr. And to Rizzo gave up a 2022 first. I thought when I saw this
trade, Jim.
Yeah, I thought this was definitely an overpay, and it definitely was, but he needed it because
I saw it. Didn't you have Daniel Jones and
yeah. So he was desperate and gave up that first, which is going to be a late round first. I mean, he was 14-2.
It's on the
so
bye.
It'll be a late first, so not too bad. And you got to win. I mean, you want to win now.
Yep.
So
again, I like
those moves.
I won't fault somebody for being aggressive, even if it's a slight overpay.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I mean, Jim didn't need him playing in the toilet bowl.
No.
May as well get a first for it.
Right. Yeah, that was a good get for him for sure. And then we got Jason Williams gave up AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones and received Nick Chubb and Alexander Madison. So I like this. I like this for Jason, just because he's getting two different running backs, whereas Earl, he's getting AJ Dillon and Aaron Jones. On the same team. So
it could turn into a Hunt Chubb situation where they're both playable, but if that happens, both lose their ceiling anyway.
Yeah. And if not, who do you start? Obviously Aaron Jones, but is Dillon going to take up a lot of his share or snap count? Just don't know what it's like in the future. So I think that's what Jason was thinking.
And you got two guys you could start this, or one guy. Yes, Chubb is on bye.
Right. Yeah, he knew Chubb was on a bye, but you could start Alexander Madison, and in turn, why he needed Gaskin and Jamal Williams for me.
Yep. I do love both Dillon and Jones separately. It'll be interesting if they can move on from one of them somehow.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have James Martin gave up Ezekiel Elliott to Renee. Renee gave up Tyrod Taylor and Christian McCaffrey.
So she needed someone to play this week.
Yes.
Is that what that is? I mean,
did she?
I'm all for selling McCaffrey right now. That's basically, to me, though, selling one broken running back for another.
Yeah.
But at least one broken running back is on the field.
Right. And he did not do much. Ezekiel Elliott did not do good this week. So.
But I'm fine. Again, she needs someone to start this week. I'm fine with the move.
Yeah. And then we have
if CMC gets back to half his form, I mean, that's a great move for the Bengals. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Then we got we got Jake Boston, who gave up Robert Woods, Darren Waller, and a 2023 first and a 2023 third to Ash. And for P. Ryan, Jared Cook, Travis Kelce, and a 2022 second. So I like I kind of like Ash's side. I think Ash won this deal.
Yeah, it was a move by Jake. Waller's on bye or hurt. Sorry, Woods is hurt. Yeah. He was in the playoffs. He needed somebody, and Ash gave up the best asset, but getting Waller in return is hard to be mad about. Waller first and Woods.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Ash's side a bit too.
Yeah. But I guess Jake needed to make a move. So
yeah, and he even
didn't help him.
He was trying. Yeah, no, not at all. I remember he was talking through with people, and everyone told him, like, you probably lose the trade, but it's a winning move. Sometimes that's worth it.
Yeah, and that's the worst, is making a trade and then it doesn't help your team in the playoffs.
Yep. You lose week one anyway, and then you're just stuck holding the bag.
Yep. And it happened to me in NFL, but it still wouldn't help me out. But
yeah, personally though, I could hold my head up easier knowing I tried. I made a move, didn't work, rather than sitting idle and lost anyway.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, at least if you tried, it's like, well, that's just bad luck.
Right.
You can tell yourself that at least. Is it true? Probably not.
So let's get into 32. So 32, let's see what the playoff picture looked like. So we had the St. Louis Scoundrels and Mike Grillett going against Todd Richardson. I think this is one we thought Todd Richardson was going to win, right?
I don't remember. I can tell you what the people who played on the Googles, the week one thing thought. So that's Scoundrels versus who?
The New Orleans
TD Flashers.
Yep.
Yeah. So of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 people who played, 6 picks the TT Flashers to win.
Yeah. I think
So,
that's what
yes.
we were thinking is
Yep.
they had a pretty solid team, but the Scoundrels beat them 114 to 82.
Beat them good too.
Yeah. And then we'll go to game day. Let's go back. You have it pulled up, right, where you can give me the playoffs, the teams on the playoffs.
I don't have
you're
access
not
to that league,
too.
actually.
Okay. Well, I'll just go it this way. I think
I can look at it, yeah.
pretty much got it figured out. So let's see what so Mike pretty much had all his players in double digits except for Dawson Knox, which I wish he would have caught that last touchdown. But so he had a good week. And then Todd, he had some players in double digits, but Matt Breida, so it looks like he was dealing with some injury. Kamara hasn't been available. He had Devontae Adams on bye. That hurt. So
that
buys
happened to
buys
play
and injuries.
happened to play Breida for Kamara is a brutal flip.
Yeah, that's rough. DK had a so-so day. I mean, 5 for 60. Pittman had a decent day. Everett didn't do nothing, and the Ravens defense didn't give him much of anything. So, just poor performances kill you. So next we had the Arizona Basket Weavers, and we had let's see. I don't know why it doesn't pull up for this on the screen.
The Colonials.
Yeah, Washington Colonials. I was just trying to get their names.
Oh, sorry.
Not pulling it up, but we'll go back to that. So Arizona, he lost, and it's kind of consistent. You know, you have players that are in single digits. It doesn't help you. Win. Washington Colonials 132 to 85. That was a big blowout. Mahomes didn't do much for him. Justin Jefferson went off with 35 points. Colts defense going against Houston. A no-brainer pick there. Did good. And Logan Thomas did good. Waddle, I mean, he just had everybody pretty much go off. And that's what you need to win.
Hot take, Justin Jefferson, very good.
Yeah, pretty much. And then next we got Miami Vice against New England Snow Dogs. Miami Vice took it 148 to 124 with Godwin going off. I know Godwin hurt me. And then Kittle. Kittle killed other teams.
It's hard to lose if you had him this week.
Yeah. And with Kittle, Godwin, and Fournette at 22 points, I mean, that pretty much gave you, 100 points right there. So almost 100 points. And that's hard to beat a team that scores 148 when you're starting 7 players.
Yes, it is. That's a high scoring week for such a small team.
Yeah. And really, you look at the New England Snow Dogs. His team gave some effort. Cooper Kupp, Cordell Patterson, Josh Jacobs did well this week. Kirk Cousins, but it just wasn't enough. So AJ Green didn't do much. And did he have anything? Anybody? Nope. So yeah, it was just a rough beat, but it happens. You have anything on this one?
No, not so much. These ones not being in the leagues, wasn't able to really pay attention to over the weekend, so I'm not really sure too much about them.
And then this one we had.
You hear that, Zach? Let me in the rest of the leagues.
This one we had La La Land, and this is Ash. It was a nail biter, 131 to 124 against the Cleveland Capitalists. I'll have to find out who that is. I want to go back to the other screen, but it was a narrow victory. But let's see, Ash with Justin Jefferson and the Cowboys defense that helped him out. And the only thing that Claplist had pretty much is Murray had a decent game and Keenan Allen, but everybody else is just mediocre. James Conner had a pretty good game.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I know Edmonds comes back this week, but I think Connor's got to be the guy, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
He's been awesome. This
Yeah.
one, it looks like that Eckler touchdown. Who was it? Guyton went down like the 1 yard line and Eckler punched it in.
Yeah.
That was the flip. If Guyton goes in, Ash might lose.
Yep. Was that a late game?
No,
Yeah,
I think it was
that
an
was
11
late game,
o'clock
that was
game.
early
It was
game.
or noon
Yeah.
game for you.
Yeah. And he started off with the big 23 points from Dallas defense, which
That helped.
helped him
That's a hot start.
yeah. So let's get back to the game day real quick so I can get everybody's names. Sorry. Let's go down to the league playoff brackets so I can get everybody's names. So we got La La Land moving on to the next round, playing Renee and her Jacksonville baby eaters. And then we had Carmen Salvino. He's moving on to play the Denver Defenders and Dan Pierce. And then, of course, we talked about St. Louis Scoundrels. He's moving on and playing Dave Reed. And then we have the Washington Colonials and John Lake. Brandon Nance was the one that got beat, so Arizona. So John Lake is going up against Joe and his Sith pack.
Let's go, John.
Let's go, John. I'm rooting for you all the way.
That's going to be the trend of this episode.
Exactly.
Everyone versus Joe.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of talk. He's been talking a lot. I just hope he doesn't back up his talk.
Well, history says he has so far, unfortunately.
Yeah. So let's get into some trades, see if there's any trades going on in 32. We had quite a few. So we start off with this was Andy Elliott and Carmen. So Andy Elliott gave up Leonard Fournette, and Carmen had to give up Larry Roundtree and a 2022 first. So it's going to be a high first, but he needed him to help put him in, and it helped his team. I mean, Leonard Fournette had a pretty solid game.
I think Fournette's set up to have a good playoff run. So
yeah,
that's probably what you're paying at this point in the season for him.
Yeah, I mean, you got to pay. Playoff teams are going to pay up to help solidify their chances. So I don't fault them at all.
No, it's a championship winning move.
Exactly. Works out for some, others not so much. Wes Anderton. I wonder if that's supposed to be an S or if it's Anderton. I'll have to find out from Wes through DM.
Wes, we know you watch. Shoot us a DM.
Exactly. It's different, but I know he's from the across the water, so maybe that's just maybe that's more common out there. But he gave up Odell Beckham and to Jason K, and Jason K gave up Tyrod and Allen Robinson.
All right. Yeah.
Kind of one of those trades where you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I think I would prefer to have Robinson just because he's only been bad. He's only been bad for 1 year versus a few, but I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. I mean, once they get the quarterback situation taken care
or
of
if he
in
leaves,
Chicago,
I mean, he might not be there.
that's true. You may move on. I mean, he's still a good receiver. It's just their quarterback play just hurt him, I think, this year. And then we got the Atlanta Dirty Birds, and Jeremy gave up Jamal Williams to Brandon Nance. Brandon Nance paid a 2022 second for him. And I saw this after I traded Jason Jamal Williams, and I was pretty upset because, like, man, I could have got a second for him.
You set the market a little low.
Yeah, I did.
I traded him in NFL, you'll see, and I got a little more than you did as well.
Yeah, and I don't know if he would have gave that up. I mean, he's a stickler.
He's stingy. Oh yeah, I've tried.
At least to me, he is. He's a stickler. So it's hard for me to trade with him for some reason. Then we got Renee giving up Robert Woods, Brevin Jordan, and a 2022 third-round pick for Adam Thielen.
It's a bummer.
So this is something for her playoff move. Hopefully,
Yeah.
Thielen. What did you see? What happened? I mean,
he played like one play on his first catch. I think it's an ankle injury, and he's doubtful for this week.
he's doubtful. Okay.
Yep.
That's going to hurt her because she was on a bye. She had a first round bye.
That's what we call a bummer.
Yes, absolutely. So I don't think she'll have him, but she can play Woods. So Brevin Jordan, I like. I mean, being here in Houston, I think if they use him more, I think he can be a real nice weapon. It's just our coach sucks. He just doesn't know what he's doing.
Coach sucks. Quarterback's not great. Line stinks.
He needs to have all the rookies in there playing, so we at least know what we have.
Right.
Because we're not going to win anyways.
So would you play Mills over Tyrod?
Absolutely. Yeah, Tyrod's on a 1 year deal.
Too. Yeah, I probably would too.
We need to find out what we have in Mills, so that way, when we trade Watson, if we get some picks, we can decide if, hey, do we need to get a quarterback, or is he going to survive? A little bit more.
Right.
So, but they need to evaluate him. So yeah, Troy gave up Adam Thielen, which I'm sure he didn't mind. He's got Robert Woods and a couple other players for that. And then last but not least, we have Tom Bradner. He gave up Lamar Jackson to David Reed, who's in the playoffs at the first round bye. And David Reed gave up Jalen Hurts, Baker Mayfield, Laviska Shenault, and a 2022 first round pick and a 2022 22 seconds. That is a haul.
Yeah, Tom, Jackson. You get shit on a lot for your trade, but I like that one for you.
Yeah.
But again, for the 49ers, like Hurts is on a bye next week. He needed something.
Yeah. And Baker hasn't been doing much.
No, he'd been doing little.
Yeah. So it's a good move. I mean, a good playoff move. I know a lot of people aren't high on Lamar come latter part of the season, but I mean, he'll do good. He'll be all right. He'll be perfectly fine.
Barring bubble gut again next week, he'll definitely outscore Hurts.
For sure. Stay away from the Chipotle, right?
But
yeah, you said last week.
Yeah, something. Those were the rumors, but who knows? Yeah, I like that move on both sides.
Yeah, I think it was a good move. And FYI, Lamar Jackson will be available in JB coming this offseason. So if you're in JB AFC, hit me up.
You're going to want 2 quarterbacks, a young receiver, and 3 picks minimum.
For sure. I'll take more of the picks. The picks and a quarterback. I don't need 2, but I'll take one. I won't be that stingy. So that is 32. So let's jump to NFL.
All right.
This is the league that you are.
It's
you have some interest in, right?
Team. Yeah, my decent team is alive here.
All right, so we'll get a snapshot of the playoff brackets and how we're looking. So you were playing Tom, right, this week?
Yep, it was nice. Tom and I worked together, so we had that going all week. It was nice walking in Monday, just rubbing his face.
Nice. So you squeaked a win out there, and you are going to be up against Brian Malecki. Then we had Kevin Moran up against Ash. So Ash lost in this league, 106 to 77. So Kevin will be going up against John Cielo. Going up against the Cowboys this week. Then in the AFC, we had Joseph Navarre. Really? And look at that. 4 points.
Yep. That was going into the last night. He did 3 out of his defense and he got them. He got 7.
I know Nate's upset too, but we were rooting for you, Nate. Just didn't pull it off enough. So Joe moved on. He's going to be playing Carmen Salvino in the next round of the playoffs. And then we had my game where my team did not show up and his team did.
Oof.
So we had Jim Leahy. He creamed me. And he's going to be moving on to the next round and play John Lake.
Let's look at the game day breakdowns there. I got a fun little fact about your matchup. I think you'll enjoy hearing it once we get there.
All right, well, let's go there first.
All right. So if you want to look at this blowout, you'll see the Texans could have won with just Tom Brady and Gronk, not play anybody else.
Yep.
That two-man stack would have done it.
As soon as I saw that game, I was like, man, Tom Brady, and he was throwing it to Chris Godwin. And then I was like, okay, Gronk had 0 points. And then he did.
Yeah, and then he scored
had
twice.
One touchdown, and then he had the next touchdown. And I was like, yeah, that's my time is I'm over.
So what do you think? Did you think that stat was pretty fun?
Yes. Yeah. I think it was fun, but it was pretty sad.
Pretty hurtful, huh?
Yeah, because my team didn't do that. I mean, Marquise Brown, I just traded for Marquise Brown, hoping to help me. Didn't do much. Terry McLaurin, nothing. Robinson, nothing. Antonio Gibson was the only one that gave me some points. And of course, the Monday night, Josh Allen didn't do much. And of course, New England wasn't passing. So Hunter Henry didn't do nothing. So
that Monday night game got you twice, right?
Yes. Yeah, it wouldn't help me though on this one.
No, not this one.
Yeah, but yeah, it did.
Yeah, that's that Houston side. I mean, one guy in double digits or in single digits.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's, I mean, he hasn't been scoring a lot of points lately, I guess the past couple of weeks. So his team definitely scored
up.
And he just traded, I think, for Gronkowski, which we'll go over the transactions in a little bit. But
when I say it now,
he just acquired Gronkowski, which helped him out.
Yes, it did.
We'll go to the other playoffs. We had 106-77. We talked about this one. So this one, pretty much Stafford gave him a good day. Logan Thomas, Renfro, man. I had him in a couple leagues, and I think I dropped him in JB. Dropped him to the waivers.
I mean, he's just a reception machine right now.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's like a cup. So I'm kicking myself for giving up on him too soon before the year. So
yeah.
And then
Ash had two guys goose. Neither Bateman nor Heiner scored.
Yeah.
Up to him. He had Baker, St. Brown on the bench, but even if he played him, he's not making up the difference.
Yeah, and you probably wouldn't have played him. I mean, he hasn't been doing much. So and of course Debo.
Yeah.
Having DJ Moore on a bye.
DJ Moore on a bye, yeah. And then even if he wins next week, he goes into probably no Debo and JT on a bye. Like his team was not built, unfortunately. Like no fault of his. He didn't think he was getting into the playoffs, but it's just the playoff schedule screwed Ash as much as anyone.
Yep. Good.
But I mean, 106, that's solid enough in this NFL league. Yeah. Not a lot of points usually scored here.
Yeah. So next we got this was you and Tom. So who did it for you? It looks like Montgomery.
Yeah, my team, no booms, just no busts.
Yeah, which I mean that's all you need.
Yeah, everyone in double digits but Freiermuth. And even that 6 out of a tight end is not going to kill you in this league usually. I mean, he outscored Kelsey, so I'll take that.
Yeah,
no, this one was fun.
You just traded for Lamar, right?
Go ahead.
A couple weeks ago?
Yeah, I traded Josh Allen away and got Lamar in return.
Which worked
out. It was my desperation move because Woods had gotten hurt. Aaron Jones had gotten hurt, so I had to get some guys to play. So I traded for Lamar, David Montgomery, and Mike Williams.
That helped out, especially David Montgomery. I was going up against him in a lot of leagues. That hurt.
Yeah, and Williams
hurt for sure.
Has been okay. But this one was fun because it was close. I don't know if you watched the second slate of games, but Lamar sucked all game until the very end. He drove the touchdown drive to tie the game up, or
Yeah.
almost tie it. So there's about between the 2-point conversion from Freiermuth and that touchdown drive, I got about 12 points there in the final minute to increase my lead. It ended up not mattering since Kelsey only got 4 on Sunday night, but that was a big turning point in the confidence, at least.
Yeah, what a disappointment with Kelsey.
Yeah, it's a bummer. They're weird this year.
They are.
You've almost been disappointed more often than not with them. And then
usually he puts up a good stat line, but this week he did not.
Yeah, he got nothing from Terry, nothing from Brooks or Cooks, sorry. And then his running backs were solid.
Yeah. It's not
And
enough.
his defense was great. Yep.
Yeah. If you have a couple people that just don't do it, I mean, you take a chance.
So let's end with the most heartbreaking one was Chargers in Cincinnati.
Yeah. Nate and Ash.
No,
Not Ash.
Joe. It's Joe and Nate. Yeah. So this one is low scoring, 79-83. That's even low scoring for NFL rules. The Chargers got just enough. Like we said, he was down 3 going into Monday night. But that rain game, Bills were able to get 7 points on defense and get him the win.
Rough.
Yeah,
It was rough.
Disappointing games from Smith and Mooney, his young receivers for the Bengals.
Oh yeah,
Only combining for 7. Tough to win that way.
Yeah, and they've been scoring pretty well.
Yeah, they've been good. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep, that hurts. That definitely hurts. So if we go back to the brackets next week, we have you against Atlanta.
Yep.
Got the Packers and the Cowboys, Chargers against Miami, and the Texans and the Broncos. And we'll go over those if we can see the rosters here in a little bit. Before that, let's get to the trades, see what kind of trades we had going on this week. The pre-playoff trade, I guess the last week of trades. So we had Jason K. He gave up Antonio Brown to Carmen. Carmen gave a 2022 second. And I think he was hoping to use Brown. I think it was Wednesday last week. So I think that
must have been right before the vaccine
before
stuff.
the news. Yeah. So that hurt. I mean, giving up a 2022 second. So
Jason K had a bit of a fire sale here once he realized he was out.
Oh, he did. Yeah, I think he's been fire selling all year in this team. This is his rebuild team. So he's been trying to sell a lot of his pieces that not a lot of people want. So he's able to give up.
I think this is the team he missed the playoffs by a tiebreaker.
Oh, it is. You're right.
And he made a bunch of moves last week to make it, missed it, and it sold everything he bought.
You're right. Yeah, I'm thinking of his other team in 32.
Yeah, that team
That's
sucks.
his rebuild. So this is that trade I talked about a little bit earlier. Jim gave up a 2022 second for Gronkowski, and that helped him out.
Yep, that's worth it.
He didn't really need it, but it still helped him out.
Look, Gronk's healthy, and next week you got a great tight end option.
Yeah. And this is my trade. I kind of gave up, I think, a lot for this, especially it didn't help me out. But I gave up Cam Akers, Gabriel Davis, and a 2022 fourth round pick.
All right, so Akers and Davis for Brown.
Yeah, to Earl for Marquise Brown. So Hollywood.
I loved Hollywood.
Yeah, but I think Earl. I think he got the best end of this deal.
He got the safer side. For sure.
And
I probably would have taken that side as well. But if Akers comes back, which, Achilles tears, people are starting to come back from them closer to ACL tears rather than career ending like they used to be.
Yeah.
And Gabe Davis, it depends on if Sanders leaves. If he ends up being the wide receiver 2 next year.
38 years old, isn't he?
Yeah, and a 1-year deal. I love Davis as well. I've got him everywhere I can.
Yeah. He steps in, and I know Josh Allen. I mean, he likes him.
He scored yesterday.
Yep, almost scored a second time with them too.
So that's for you. That's a gamble move. It looks like if both those guys hit, that's an awesome move. If one hits, the other doesn't, you're probably not thrilled.
Yeah, and I needed a receiver. I mean, this was a playoff move, so I thought I was going to be pretty solid with Marquise Brown, adding him to Terry Lauren, and I thought I was.
Oh, I had
thought
that flip. You got Brown, yeah.
Yeah, I got Brown.
Sorry, I kind of like the Brown side just because it's much safer.
Yeah.
But if you're a gambling man, which if you're in Discord, you know some of us are.
Okay.
Then you really like the upside of the Akers and Gabriel Davis end.
Yeah. He I think he ended up being pretty good. I mean, especially with what he has, I think it was a good move.
Yeah.
So we had Jason again. He gave up T. Higgins, Adam Thielen, and a 2023 first-round pick to John Lake for AJ Brown, 2022 first-round pick, and a 2022 third and a 2023 second-round pick.
Okay.
So
the first round flip is weird. So that Broncos one's going to be late.
Yep.
But maybe he wants, I don't know.
He was after Brown. I mean, I think he was talking about the last pad. He was last podcast. He was on a run to get Brown.
Yeah, I would have preferred to keep the 2023 first over a late 2022 first. Right. But maybe, that was part of the Broncos end. He needed it. But I mean, if you can get Brown top, if he comes back healthy, he's a top 7 dynasty receiver asset.
Yeah, I like I think I like John's side.
Yeah, I mean, he got Higgins and Thielen for a playoff run.
Yeah.
Got bad luck with Thielen, but Higgins is still, he's coming to form, scored 2 weeks in a row.
Oh, he is, yeah. Yep, and what's the name? Hasn't done much past couple of weeks. Chase?
Yeah.
I don't think he's done that much.
No, he should have scored last game, but he had the worst drop of all time.
Yeah. But it's going to be one or the other. It's either going to be T. Higgins or it's going to be Chase. So, and then we have Ash. He gave up Foster Moreau and a 2022 second for Jamal Williams.
Yep.
So this is
that's
not bad. Yeah.
No,
so
he needed a running back. That's the one position I'm pretty flush. I mean, I had Monty and Madison starting this week.
Right.
So I sold him for second. He gave me my pick of Moreau or Everett. And I was like, I'll take the younger guy. It was mainly because Freiermuth was questionable. So I needed a tight end backup. And for this week, I preferred Moreau. And then also just being younger, I was like, I'll take the shot on the young guy over.
Yeah, I agree.
The slightly older Everett.
And getting that for Jamal Williams, who's just kind of a 1 week flyer. I mean, he does decent, but when
it would have been 2 weeks. Swiss probably out, but I guess since he lost, it's a 1 week thing.
Yeah. So, but not bad. Not bad. So then we got what do we got left? Jack Bowers. So JB.
Yeah. And I got my pick back in it that I gave Ash earlier in the year, so that felt good.
Nice. So JB, 12-team league. So it's a little bit different. So we had just a wild card playoff in this league. So it's just a two wild card playoffs. So we had Mache and Nilo, and then we had Renee and myself. So this was the heartbreaker of the week. So scoring 179 points and still losing.
That's tough.
That hurts. Yeah.
This is the super flex, right?
This is a super flex.
Okay.
Yeah. So we'll go into the game day matchups and
Renee was the preseason champ of this league, if I remember right. Everyone liked her team. Thought
she was. Yeah, she started off real strong. I mean, her points for was just unbelievable, and then it kind of dipped a little bit, and she was having, I think, injuries. Dalvin Cook, Kamara, she has. So she started losing some games, but I mean, she's got a solid team, and I knew it was going to be tough. I mean, me and Renee always play tough, I think, when we play our games, and it was just it hurt. This goose egg from, of course, Jacoby Myers, and the thing that really makes me upset is I just picked up Josh Reynolds this week, and he was going to be my buy candidate last week. We're going to talk about it because I like the Reynolds and Goff connection,
Right.
back from the Rams. So I was almost going to play him this week and just give it a shot. But I was thinking, Jacoby Myers, they're going to need to score. I was thinking that, they're playing in Buffalo. Buffalo's probably going to jump up, so they're going to need some receivers help. But then, of course, I did not see the weather.
That damn weather.
Yeah.
And Myers is another guy who's usually, he's not going to go for 20, but he's safe for 4 catches and 40 yards minimum. You think?
Yeah, he's mediocre.
He's got to pass the ball more than 3 times.
Yeah. So that hurt me. Goddard had a great game. He started off good, and then Gronkowski. She just traded for Gronkowski too, so he kind of matched there. She started off bad. I mean, she had Mark Ingram on Thursday night, which gave her 3.8 points, and so it was not looking good to start off. But then she had players. Kyler Murray, 42 points. Tyler Lockett had a good game. Mike Evans, who she also just traded for, had a good game. Alexander Madison. And my team didn't do so bad. I mean, I had a lot of players that scored. It's just the James Robinson, him fumbling and the coach taking him out, and not giving him many touches after he fumbled. And then Carlos Hyde started looking good, so they never really put him in much after that. But it's and then the Josh Allen thing, that hurt me. What really hurt my season was Michael Carter went down, and then Derrick Henry, of course, got hurt.
Yeah, I would say Henry's the big one.
Yeah,
Carter's nice, but Henry's the big one.
Yeah, if I would have had Henry back, I think it would have probably turned out a little bit different.
I think so.
But that's all right. Good job, Renee. I'll be rooting for you.
Beat Joe.
Yeah, so that one hurt. So then we got the this is not one of them. Let's see, it was that one and Detroit and Seattle. So this one was a pretty close game. Jamal Williams gave 9 points. Dalton Schultz, I think, was decent, but at least he's you would expect him to be touchdown dependent, to help you out. And then on the Seahawks side, we had Gerald Everett, who had been looking good the past couple of weeks, didn't do anything. And of course, Thielen got hurt.
That's not true. He fumbled twice. He did something.
Right. And then Mike Glennon, having Mike Glennon for quarterback is not going to help.
Yeah, Glennon and Heineke is a tough combo.
Yeah, Tannehill on a bye. So bye weeks, I think, hurt. So it's just tough. It's been a tough year. The way they had the buys this year and the injuries, it doesn't make for a good playoff run. Especially
everything's got to go right.
Right.
You had to have built your team you can build it to withstand the buys. You can't build it to withstand the late injuries.
Exactly. So that gives the playoff picture. We have Nick Grade, I think it's Grade probably, is going up against Rizzo and the LACTU. And the winner of that moves on to the next round. And then we have Mache, who's made it to the playoffs in this league as well. And he's going up against Nate, who also made it again to the playoffs. And then in the AFC, we have Jason Williams going against Joe. Let's go, Jason. You need to win. And then Renee is going up against Todd. So the number 1 seed. So it's going to be an interesting playoff. So I think we could see, I think last year, Jason and Renee had made it think to the playoffs. I think they played in the first round of the playoffs, and I think Renee won. if
That
I'm
sounds
not
right.
mistaken. Yeah.
I remember
It
him being
might be
petty
another-
about something after.
Yeah, might be another matchup of them. So it'll be interesting. So trades, let's go to trades in this one. I think there was a few trades. Yeah, quite a few. I know Renee made some trades, and like I said, that helped her out. Traded Allen Robinson to Jason K. Jason K gave up Gronkowski, so that was a good move.
Yeah.
Gronkowski did well, and then traded Amari Cooper for Mike Evans, which was a real good trade because Amari Cooper didn't do much, and Mike Evans did. So
did a lot.
Great move. I think that was a playoff move right there. I mean that.
And then I like
championship move.
Jason getting Robinson for Gronk. Like that's great for a team out in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Cooper versus Evans. I mean, that's take your pick, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of a
depends
wash.
on who you prefer. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Cooper was just he was coming off of COVID.
Yeah, they said his cardio was bad.
Yeah, so that's why she traded. But great move, Renee. I mean those moves right there pretty much sealed it in. So good job. Then we had Van gave up Jamal Williams to Jason Williams. So he's buying. I think he's got Swift in this league too.
He sent a second there. You might be able to get a second from him.
Yeah, I know. He took advantage of it. And then here's the move I made. I gave up a lot, I think, but and it worked out good. I mean, I didn't think it would. I didn't think it did at first because Keenan Allen had such a great game to start off with, and the Rams played later. So I was like, man, just my luck. Trade away Keenan Allen and he goes off.
Right.
2 touchdowns earlier. So I gave up Keenan Allen, Rashad Bateman, Christian Kirk for Cooper Kupp. So
yeah, I mean, Kupp's the second best skill position player in fantasy this year, behind Taylor maybe.
Yeah. So
but
I had to give up quite a bit.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. I mean, Keenan Allen, he's obviously awesome. Bateman, who knows? Kirk, who knows? But
yeah,
that's a good gamble to get in return for a guy of that caliber. You're gonna have to get at least that to get him.
Yeah, and I thought that was going to help me. It did help me score points. I mean, the playoffs. I mean, I think Renee and I were, 1 and 2 as far as high points for the week. So it was crazy. Then we had Jason give up a 2022 second round pick to Tony for Dawson Knox. I think that was a great move, although Dawson Knox didn't do much this past week.
Yeah, but
I know why.
I'm not counting anything against anybody yesterday.
No, I know. But I mean, I think that's solid. I would have given
that
a second for Knox.
Preseason, I had Knox offered to me. I didn't realize it until it already expired. But it was Knox and a third round pick for my second round pick, and I didn't ever respond to it. I don't know if I would have accepted it. I mean, it's preseason, but in hindsight, probably should have done that.
Yeah, because I mean, he didn't really take off until this year.
Yeah,
I mean, he had some flashes last year, but he really took off this year.
Lots of young tight ends had flashes and then nothing.
Yeah, and then last we had Mache giving up a 2022 first round pick and a third round pick for Jamal Williams and a 2022 first.
So it must be a later first for an earlier first as well.
Let's see. Casey is 6 and 10. So that's an earlier first.
Oh.
Not necessarily, yeah. So later first.
So
first for earlier.
Jamal and an earlier first for a later first and a second?
And a third.
Oh, and a third. Okay. A later first and a third.
Yeah.
Oh. I mean, I'd rather have the earlier first than Jamal.
Yeah, no doubt.
Interesting.
Now, unless I mean, not necessarily if he's 6 and 10, it's not necessarily mean he has a.
It might not be super early, but it's gonna be earlier than the playoff spot.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure. So he was kind of desperate on that. I mean, here I gave up Jamal Williams for nothing. And
Yeah, no, I
it's
don't
getting
like that trade.
Yeah,
I guess he gave up Atlanta's first. Is Atlanta good in this league?
I don't. Atlanta's looks like
That's a weird one to me. I would have.
9-7. That's James's team.
Okay, so it's not a playoff team, or is it? So they might be around.
It is not,
I don't
he
know. It's a
just
weird.
missed
That's a
the
weird one.
playoffs.
Flipping
Yeah.
firsts and
He just missed the playoffs in that one.
interesting. I'm not going to comment more because I don't know the pick where each one falls. I guess we'd look right here, huh? If you pull up the down in the message board, Zach should have the picks thing ordered, right?
Yes, 2022 draft order. So NFC Atlanta Falcons is the fourth
Okay.
pick,
All right.
and
So
then
he's
Green Bay
getting
is the fifth. Yeah.
oh, so just moving to one spot.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's pretty much just one spot and then a third. So I guess it's not as bad as what it looked like initially.
All right. Strange.
Yeah.
I
But that
like
is
the
it.
activity though. Keep trading people.
Yeah. So that is the week, the playoff weeks. So we had some heartbreakers for sure. And it's going to be exciting. Looking forward to the playoffs matches this week. Speaking of the matchups last week, we had a pick 'em. So what did I do? Sorry, my mouse is going crazy.
You're good.
So we had how many players? We had 8 players. Yep. So they gave us our picks last week. We had Renee Pickle,
you,
and me, Roy, Jason Williams, James, and Mr. Jason K. So I would have hoped we would had a little more than that. But
I think next week we'll get more. It's an easier format. More people can play, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
It was a real bummer though, because it was a blowout.
Yeah. So I don't know how to.
Yeah, I would just scroll over. I didn't format it well. Sorry, but Jason K only missed one game. He missed.
Is there a way to freeze this? And Google. I'm not familiar with Google.
I'm not sure. You could shrink the cells, or I can do it right now. Actually,
there we go. I guess it works kind of like Excel. Okay. I did it. I got it.
Okay.
We can see it. Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So we had Jason K as a winner, 13.
Yep.
So
Jason W took second with 10 and Renee third with 9.
Sorry to let you down, Jason. You could have been undefeated if I would have pulled it off.
That's unfortunate. You owe him, I think. It would have been double if you got them all right, probably.
I know, right?
So we'll wait on Captain Jason W to tell people how and where to pay Jason K.
Yeah.
He's kind of setting this up, but next week we'll play again.
Jason's been busy, I think, with the house. Now still selling his house, buying a house. So I know he's been busy with that. So I think we'll have him back next week. Thank God, because I think he does good. He does
he keeps us in order.
Well, absolutely.
Next week we'll play again. It'll have pictures of each matchup, like you see here.
Out.
So if you're not in every league, you can still play by you can see everybody's teams, make an educated guess.
And this is pretty neat. I like this. When you sent this over, it was real impressive. So I like it. So everybody that goes this week, you'll have the teams to pick, and then you'll have the rosters. So you can see whose roster is don't have the lineup obviously, but you can see basically who's
you can make an educated guess.
Who they're going to start. If they have anybody on a bye, that is neat. I like this.
All right, I'm going to try sending you a picture on Zoom to see if you can share it. We do the quick run throughs of next week's matchup and end this thing. Let's just see if you're able to pull it up. If not, we won't really worry about it. See if you can make it bigger.
Shoot away.
Okay, opening it right now. Which lead do you want to start with? I've got 32 in alphabetical order, so let's just start there.
There we go.
All right, it's uploading. All right, sent it.
Where'd you send it?
In Zoom. On the Zoom chat, if you click on that on the right side.
Yeah. Survey says. There we go. Can you see it?
Nope. All right, it was worth a try.
Well, I can always share it, but I think that'd be a lot going through each team.
Yeah, and I got like 16 of them, so we'll just go on without them. We'll just go quickly. You can read them out a little bit, a couple key players for each team or something.
Yeah, I don't know how to make this bigger. We need a guru.
I know. I fake it a little bit, but I don't know anything.
So we got let's see, the Falcons and the Eagles. So when you send this out, they'll have all the teams there, right?
Yeah, they'll have the exact same thing you're looking at.
Okay.
So let's just start, I guess, Falcons Eagles, yeah.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I pulled it up on my end, so I'm just looking at my screen. All right, so that's me. And who's the Falcons owner? Sorry.
I have to go back.
I got it. Brian. So just a couple keynotes on this matchup. Melvin Gordon, he's got on the injured list, but he's trending up towards playing. Thielen's probably out. Waller was upgraded from week to week to day, so it's looking like he might be able to play. And then for the Eagles, Dalvin Cook's limited in practice, but probably won't play. But I do have Madison backing him up, so it's not a big deal. We played once earlier in the year. I actually won the matchup, but I do think Atlanta wins this week and my run ends. I have no confidence in Lamar until further notice.
You don't think so, huh?
I mean, I've had him 3 weeks now. He's had 2 bad games and he missed the games he was sick. So I just don't believe at the moment.
He's liable to have a great one.
True. But I mean, that's running backs. He's got James Conner. And that's about it. But his receiving core, Devontae Adams, Deontay Johnson, that's solid. Thielen being out hurts, but he can make up for it at tight end with Waller, Knox, and Gronk. I would imagine you play 2 of those.
Yeah, and this is a 7-starter week, right?
Right. And then it'd be on my end, Lamar, Madison, and Montgomery, then Hopkins and Patterson most likely, and Freiermuth. So it should be a close game, I would think. It's going to be competitive.
Yeah, Mike Williams has shown up.
Yeah, I probably won't play him, though.
No.
He's too scary. Cordarrelle and Hopkins seem safer. Cowboys, Packers.
Yep. We have, let's see, Packers are going to be Kevin Moran and John Cielo.
Yes. So Packers lost Logan Thomas this week. So he's going to have to play either First or John Bates unless he picks somebody up off the waivers. That's not fun. Elijah Mitchell in concussion protocol. So that's something to look out for. And then Cowboys didn't have any key injuries, though he did lose Dan Arnold a few weeks back, but he's got Dalton Schultz, so he should be fine.
Yeah.
And then, so matchup wise, Dallas is the 1 seed for a reason, and that reason's Kyler Murray and Cooper Kupp. That's tough to beat any week. But outside of that, like Sutton is probably a second receiver, and his running backs are Najee and Mark Ingram, I guess. That doesn't exactly scare people.
Yeah.
But the Packers, I believe, lost Derrick Henry earlier in the year. But he's got Matthew Stafford, His running backs are kind of ugly too, with Elijah Mitchell, Jordan Howard, and Latavius Murray. But then Amari Cooper, Hunter Renfrow, and Chase Claypool, if he plays, is solid enough.
Yeah, I think it's going to be it's going to be close.
I lean Dallas. I'm not picking against Kyler and Cup.
Yeah.
I mean, you could get
I think it's
70 points right there. Dolphins versus Chargers. So that's Joe and Carmen.
Joe and Carmen. Yep.
So Joe's got Aaron Rodgers, Austin Eckler, Myles Gaskin, Randall Cobb, Tyler Lockett, Cordell Patterson, Cortland Sutton. Lots of injuries. Their whole team is questionable. Drake's out, hurt his foot. Eckler, they said he's just banged up. He should be fine, if I remember right.
Yeah,
and then
looks like his starter, or he's going to go with 3 receivers. I mean, of course, Patterson, I'm sure. Lockett.
Yeah, Patterson starts, Lockett starts, and then from there, it's what do you do?
Yeah.
Probably Cobb if he's playing. Ride the hot hand. I don't know.
Yeah,
but then Carmen's team there's a reason we've talked about him all year. It's insane.
Yeah.
Got Wentz actually. Wentz on bye at quarterback. So I guess he's playing Teddy.
Bye,
yeah.
Yep.
But you can live with Teddy when you've got Swift is out. So I guess you're playing Barkley and Henderson. And then Deontay Johnson, Debo's out. Actually, this team's getting hurt.
They're saying Debo's saying he might have a chance to play this week.
That's true. I read he's trending up, and they're optimistic. So that's big.
So he needs him. If Debo comes back, I mean, I think Carmen takes him.
Yep. If Debo agreed, especially with Kittle and Debo, that's a solid 1-2 punch.
Yep.
And then Broncos Texans.
Yep. We have Jim Leahy and John Lake.
So Texans will be playing Tom Brady, David Montgomery. Aaron Jones might be back. If so, I'd imagine you play him. And then DK Metcalf, Chris Godwin, Hunter Renfrow. You got options there. You could play for the home runs, or you play it safe and put Renfrow in the lineup.
You got Gronk.
Yeah, and then Gronk at tight end, and 2 solid options at defense.
That was a good pickup for him, Gronk. I mean,
yes, it was.
That was good.
$32, but it's worth it. And you cut him at the end of the year if you don't want to pay anymore. The other end, you're playing versus Matthew Stafford, who looks to be back in form. Nick Chubb's back from bye. Josh Jacobs, whose role just increased with Drake out.
Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp. He's gonna be a lot of teams, I feel like. Thielen being out hurts. T. Higgins was a ankle sprain, I believe. Haven't seen any news on him.
Yeah.
Which is probably good if you're not really hearing about it.
And we got my
tight end situation.
My favorite guy of the week, Josh Reynolds.
Yeah, that's true. I have to plug him in. He needs Waller back, because if not, he's going to play the waivers because his backup tight end is doubtful.
Yeah.
But Waller is, again, trending the right direction. GA. I guess who do you like in that one?
I think. Let's see.
I'll go Kupp Stafford. That's
yeah.
So I like the Broncos in a close one.
And plus, Jim just put a beating on me, so I can't root for you, buddy.
That's fair. Though, I don't know. Because no Thielen and his tight. If he doesn't get Waller back, I switch my pick to the Texans. That feels fair.
Yeah, it's going to be, It all depends on what game Brady has.
Yeah, true. Who are they playing this week?
Who are they playing?
They've got the Bills.
Yeah, that's going to be a little rough. A little rougher.
Yeah.
So
it's not the Falcons, that's for sure. All right.
So
I guess I'll keep going.
GA.
It's GA now. Yeah. So we've got Jason gets to play as the 1 seed versus Roy. Jason, I would imagine, playing Kyler, Clyde, Joe Mixon. If they said it's a neck injury, but it seems like he'll be all right. But if not, he's got him backed up.
Yeah,
and he's got him backed up anyway. His backup. And then Stephon Diggs, Cooper Kupp, Tyler Lockett. Like, that's disgusting. Oh, and Mark Andrews at tight end, just to add it on top.
Right.
And Roy, that's another team that he's just injured. He's playing
Yes.
Joe Burrow or Tua, depending on matchup, most likely. Austin Eckler should be all right. Daryl Henderson should be back, you'd think. James Conner, you think it's his rollback. So that's solid there. But then Keenan Allen on COVID. I did read he is vaccinated, so he could play as long as he gets his 2 tests back.
Yeah.
Antonio Brown's out. Callaway doesn't really scare you. Elijah Moore's good. KJ Osborne, it's solid now, Thielen out.
With Thielen out, yeah.
Yeah, so depending on if he can get Keenan Allen back.
And then George Kittle.
Yeah, actually, I thought he had more injuries. I kind of like that. I kind of like Roy's team.
Yeah. He's got a good team. Jason's team with Cup and Diggs. I mean, Diggs isn't going to have the same game he had last week, for sure.
No. And I mean, I'll take, Kyler could get you a 50-pointer where you're hoping for 30 from the other side.
Right.
So that's a potential big swing as well. I'll take Philly for that reason.
Yeah,
I think
Kyler
and Cup's just too much firepower.
Yeah. And Mixon, I mean, if Mixon,
and he's going to bounce back, you'd think too, right?
Yeah.
All right. So then Braxton and
Mache,
yeah.
Mache.
So Braxton was the 1 seed in this one, but I know he's dealing with injuries and buys. Jonathan Taylor's on bye this week. That's a bummer. So his running backs, David Montgomery and Rex Burkhead. Brady at quarterback, you're happy with. Devonta Adams, you're happy with. Higgins, if he plays, you're happy with. Justin Jefferson, Deontay Johnson, and Debo should be back. So you're pretty happy there, besides Jonathan Taylor being out.
He's got some solid receivers.
And then Goddard at Pitts, you could play both those 2 if you need to.
Yep.
On the other end, you got Patrick Mahomes, Antonio Gibson, Najee Harris, Jerry Jeudy, CeeDee Lamb, DK Metcalf, Mike Williams, and Zach Ertz, and Noah Fant. That's 2 solid teams. There's a reason I think it was 2 of the 3 best records in the NFC, but Arizona had to have a wild card, just being the same division.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I might have to give it to Braxton if Debo comes back.
Yeah, if Debo plays, I'm with you.
Even if he doesn't, I mean, Justin Jefferson, Deontay Johnson, Devontae Adams. Golly.
I love running backs. So only having 1 you can rely on this week scares me, but yeah, you're probably okay with those receivers.
And you
don't have to play more. I know
you can play 1. So
yeah,
that's scary. That's a
scary
lineup.
So Raiders Chargers. That's Joe and is that Rizzo in this league?
It is Tony Lopez.
All right. So Chargers has Josh Allen, Najee Harris, Josh Jacobs with the increased role, and Elijah Mitchell, who he's dealing with concussion. Honestly, who knows at this point? Too early. Jamar Chase, DeAndre Hopkins, DJ Moore, Mike Gesicki. That's solid.
Yeah.
Going up versus
good lineup, Tony.
Yeah, Derek Carr, because Daniel Jones is probably done for a couple of weeks. You got your newly acquired Derek Carr for a 1st-round pick.
Right.
Darrell Henderson hopefully back. Swift probably not back, and Jonathan Taylor on bye. And then a receiver, Amari Cooper, Cordell Patterson, Josh Reynolds.
That hurts.
TJ Hawkinson and Schultz at tight end. You could play 2 of them if you need to. I would go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Sorry, Rizzo, but it's tough when you have your best player on a bye.
Yep. Especially when it's the best player.
Right.
And then the final match for GA, Jets Jaguars.
Michael Ramos.
Jaguars. Go ahead.
And, Michael Ramos and Joe.
All right. So we've got Murray, Nick Chubb, Leonard Fournette, Antonio Gibson, Ayuk, Deontay Johnson, Rondale Moore, Laviska Shenault, Mark Andrews. Love the running backs. Receivers don't really scare you there. Going up against either Stafford or Taysom. I guess it depends on your confidence level. AJ
Stafford.
Dillon if Aaron Jones is still out. Austin Eckler, Myles Gaskin, Devonta Adams, Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf.
Solid.
And Rob Gronkowski and Tyler Higbee.
Solid receivers, man.
Yep. This one I'm going to go depending on if Aaron Jones is out, which he probably won't be, right? He played before the bye. Oof. I'm going to go Jaguars.
I still, as much as I hate to say it, I think Joe's pretty tough there.
Yeah, I don't like DK. And I could easily be proven. I have a Jefferson and Adams is tough to go against, huh?
Yeah, you don't need DK.
I
mean, if you
I
can
like
get
the
a
combo of
standard game.
Chubb,
man.
Fournette, Gibson as a 3-man running back room. I really like.
Yeah,
I think it's enough to get him over there in a close one.
that's true. That is true. It might be close. I sure hope you win, Michael. I'm rooting
All right.
for you.
Take the lead on JB.
All right, let's go to let me switch on my side too, so I can get their names. So we have the Rams and the Buccaneers.
Sorry, some of these screenshots I didn't move my mouse out of the way.
Sorry.
So it's covering up players. That's my bad.
No worries. So we got Nick Grade and Rizzo again. So Rizzo, I think, has a little better team than his other team in the other league in GA. But so he's got he's got Justin Herbert, so I'm sure he's going to start him. He's got Ezekiel Elliott, Josh Jacobs, Alexander Madison. So he's got definitely some help at running back. This is super flex, so he's got Kirk Cousins as his other quarterback. Receivers are Amari Cooper, Mike Evans. That's about it. He's got Corey Davis, who's hurt, James Washington. So he's kind of hurting at receiver. He's got Noah Fant at tight end, but he's got some solid running backs. He's going up against Josh Allen and Jimmy G for quarterbacks. And the running backs, Joe Mixon,
Mark Ingram? Question mark?
Yeah. Sonny Michel, he's not going to have the week they had last week. And then his receivers are going to be Jerry Jeudy, Lockett, Hunter Renfrow, and that's pretty much it. Traquan Smith, maybe, with Harris being out suspended, maybe as an uptick. But I don't know. I think Rizzo might have it.
He's got Kittle, the Buccaneers
running backs. Yeah, Kittle too. Yeah,
but yeah, I agree. I'll go with Los Angeles.
Josh Allen and Herbert, I think they kind of
they wash. I'll take Cousins over Jimmy G.
Yeah.
And then I'll take Jacobs and Madison over. Yeah, Mixon's the best of the players, but Jacobs, Madison, and Zeke are 2, 3, and 4.
I think it's probably going to be a close game, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I think so too. I think we'll see a lot more close games this week versus the blowouts we had last week.
Yeah, absolutely. And so Mache going against Nate Leahy. So we have Mache in his wild card win. He has, Hurts.
Hurts will be on a bye this week.
So he's got Russell Wilson, and then he has the Minshew.
Also on a bye. So it'll be Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence and Russell Wilson.
Okay.
He's got Leonard Fournette, Kamara. Hopefully Kamara comes back this week. And he's got DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams. So whoever starts there. Receivers are Stephon Diggs, Metcalf, Jalen Waddle. And then he's got Dalton Schultz for tight end. And
he's got Hollywood there in his receivers as well.
Did I miss that? I did.
He's got, the first receiver.
Yeah, so Hollywood, Diggs, and Metcalf. That's pretty solid.
That's solid.
Yeah, especially if he gets back Kamara. I think he's got a pretty solid team there. Nate has Brady and either Tua or Goff. So that's I don't know what Goff is going to show up. So he's probably going to go Brady and Tua because Wentz is on a bye.
Yep.
And then he's got Dalvin Cook out.
Miles Sanders likely out.
Ouch. P. Ryan, which, if Mixon plays.
He needs Mixon to miss.
Yeah, which I don't think he will because
I
he
don't
went
think
back
so
in
either.
and played. And then his receivers are Justin Jefferson, Deontay Johnson, Debo, and Terry McLaurin. So his
Okay.
receivers have carried him. And he's got Dawson Knox and Hunter Henry for tight ends.
Those receivers are awesome, but
they are.
I don't think it's enough without the running back.
Yeah, without a running back, he's hurt. So
Yeah.
Mache. I think you have the edge there.
I would agree.
And then we're going with Jason Williams and Joe on the next one. So Joe has Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford, I imagine, who he's going to go with. And then he's got Leonard Fournette, David Montgomery for his running backs, receivers, Hollywood Brown, Darryl Mooney, Pittman, and Samuel, if he's back. And his tight ends, he's hoping, I'm sure, Waller's back because he's got Waller and Hunter Henry. So if Waller is back, then it will definitely help his team out this week. And then we got Jason, who has
every quarterback in the league, it looks like.
Right. So he's probably, let's see, Wilson. Did you say Wilson was on a bye?
No, he's playing.
Okay, so probably Wilson and oh boy, who would you pick out of that?
It depends on matchups for me. I don't know top of my head. I would go
probably Tua.
Anybody but Roethlisberger or Ryan. I don't trust Ryan right now either. Yeah, one of the young guys.
Man, I didn't realize he had that many quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's insane.
And then he's got Josh Jacobs, who looked good this week. Javonte Williams, who looked good. I don't know how long Gordon's going to be out.
He's supposed to practice this week, is what I read. So I think he'd be back.
And then Swift. So Swift comes back, where he's got Jamal Williams. Receivers, solid. DK Metcalf, Elijah Moore, Devonta Smith, Cortland Sutton. And then his tight end is Hawkinson. So I think Jason has a great shot to beat Joe this week.
I could not agree less.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I picked against Joe on the last one, but I mean, Rodgers and Stafford is just going to dominate whatever quarterback pair Jason throws. He's got Josh Jacobs and Jamal Williams. That's solid. That's likely what he's playing with Melvin Gordon back, but I'll take Montgomery and Fournette probably over that. And then receivers are close.
I hate to.
I get it.
I don't want to pick Joe.
I get it.
But yeah, it's a solid team. But
all right, I'll say it this way then. You'll reserve your opinion on if Debo's back.
Right.
Let's move on. All right.
Move on from that one. So then we got Renee and Todd. So this one is the one that could have been my matchup, but good job, Renee. So
shout out Josh Allen.
So we got Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes. Nice combo there with Todd. And then we got James Conner. Is that it?
Elijah Mitchell should play.
Yeah, if he plays.
And Melvin Gordon should be back too. You don't love it, but you can play him.
Yeah. And then his receivers are Brandon Cooks, Jamar Chase, Tyreek Hill, Deontay Johnson. So he'll probably end up playing probably the three receivers. Definitely Tyreek Hill and Deontay Johnson. Maybe
and Jamar.
Chase.
I don't think you sit Chase at this point either.
Yeah. So with that, and then he's probably going to just start the two running backs. And then Zach Ertz, Tyler Higbee.
All right.
So that could be pretty good. And then we have Renee has Heineke and Kyler Murray. Running backs are Eckler, Kamara. She would love to get Kamara back this week. And then Madison. And then receivers are.
She does have Ingram backing up Kamara, though, just in case.
Yeah.
But that's obviously quite the ceiling difference.
Exactly. Receivers, Mike Evans, Tyler Lockett.
End of list.
VS maybe, I don't know.
No, end of list.
Yeah. I know she started Emmanuel Sanders against me, but I think that was just because Kamara was out.
Right.
And then tight ends are Gronk and Fant. So
I like this is one team's way better at running backs, the other team's way better at receiver. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
And then quarterback, lean Steelers.
Yeah,
definitely Steelers
Renee
this week with
scores as
Hurts
many
on the bye,
points as
actually.
she did. Yeah. If Renee scores as many points as she did this week, it's going to be tough to beat.
Yes, very true.
So it just depends what team shows up. All right, we're here to 32, right?
Yep. We're almost there. If there's anybody still listening, we apologize and also thank you.
We will get Jason back next week. Let's see, let's go to, I gotta pull it up on the side. So we have Scoundrels, who is Mike Grillett against David Reed. Dave Reed has Lamar Jackson. Ezekiel
Just trade
Elliott.
for him, right?
Yep. Elliott and Gibson and Henderson, I guess, depending on which two he wants to play out of that. Receivers are Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Cordell Patterson.
That's insane.
Yeah.
And Mike Evans.
Solid team. And then George Kittle.
That's unreal.
Yeah. So it's a solid lineup. And then
I don't even need to see the Scoundrel side. I've got my pick.
yeah. Dave's got a solid team for sure. So we got Kirk Cousins. Let's see, James Robinson, Kareem Hunt, maybe. And then the receivers are Sutton, Renfro, or Lockett.
Maybe Gage in a pinch. He's been all right lately.
Yeah. And then Dawson Knox at tight end, but I think you're right. I think Dave takes this one.
Yeah. I think this will, with all due respect, this might be one of the few blowouts of the week.
Yeah.
That's just, that receiving combo is disgusting.
Yep. Yeah, to go along with the running back combo too.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, every single player on his team is startable.
Yeah. Then we got Joe and
except Mike Lennon,
the Sith Paths, and John Lake. So we got Joe has Derek Carr or Taysom Hill. I don't think he starts Big Ben. Then he's got Eckler, Aaron Jones, David Montgomery. So start two running backs, I guess, on this one. So I guess Eckler and Montgomery maybe.
Yeah, most likely, until you see what Jones is doing again.
Yeah. Receivers are Diggs, thanks to me, and T. Higgins.
This team's solid too.
Yeah, Dallas Goedert. And then let's see, against Patrick Mahomes, Joe Mixon. We got Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore, Jalen Waddle. And we got tight ends. Logan Thomas is hurt.
Yep.
So probably Conklin.
I'll go Sith Peck, unfortunately.
I don't know. I think John's got a chance.
Definitely a chance.
I'm gonna go with you again. I'm gonna go against you again because I think with Mixon, Justin Jefferson, DJ Moore,
and you might get the
Waddle.
Mahomes ceiling game that he's good for 2 or 3 times this season is all.
Yeah,
I hope not.
I'm rooting against Joe again.
I'm conflicted here because I'm playing Patrick Mahomes in my league, but I don't want Joe to win.
Yeah. we can give Joe at least two titles, not four. Not four more,
is
or
excessive.
5 more. Yeah. Then we got Ash and Renee. So Ash is, let's see, we'll go with Renee first. So Renee has Herbert, Elliott, and Swift. Swift comes back.
Looking unlikely though on Swift being back.
Yeah. And then receivers are Deontay Johnson, Thielen. She's hurting on receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So it might be rough. Evan Ingram and Tyler Higbee as the tight ends. And then Ash has Burrow or Aaron Rodgers. So that he'd start probably Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Barkley, Eckler, James Robinson, running backs. And then Tyreek Hill, Justin Jefferson, Daryl Mooney. And then he's got Mark Andrews. Yeah, I think Ash will probably take it.
I'm with you.
We got the defenders, the Denver defenders, Dan Pierce and Carmen. Dan Pierce has Josh Allen, Daryl Henderson, Kamara, if he's back, Jamal Williams. Receivers, Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle, Claypool, maybe. Just depending on what running backs are available. And then TJ Hawkinson, solid tight end. And then we got Carmen with Wentz is on a bye.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to
So
start
Jared Goff.
And then Leonard Fournette, Aaron Jones. Probably going to start CeeDee Lamb, Terry McLaurin, and then hopefully Deebo Samuel, Chris Godwin. He's got some solid receivers. George Kittle, solid tight end. How you see it?
Better rosters on the right with Miami, but I mean, you could have a 35-point swing at quarterback with Allen versus Goff.
Yeah, this may be a close game.
I'm gonna go defenders because I like Allen, Henderson, and I like his running back and quarterback situation better. Because if he gets Kamara back, Henderson, Kamara, and Allen's a solid top 3. Plus Devontae Adams. Like I'll go there.
Yeah.
I think it's enough firepower up top to withhold the depth.
I think so. And that is it, man.
All right.
That is it. So everybody get your picks in. We'll find out, I guess, from Jason where we want to do the send the money to. I think he was probably in financing. Probably is the reason why he didn't want people to send him money. So I know that sometimes
he would made his house payment too big.
Right. Exactly. So, but everybody get in. So hopefully we have more than what we did last week. I'm sure they'll post it in Discord.
Everyone, if you look right now at the top right here, you can see Adrian's email address. You can send him saucy pictures.
For sure.
That's all I have to add. Very, very useful information.
I don't even think I checked that email ever. But
all right, then.
Probably won't spam it. But that's it, man. We did it. Right.
We made it through. We didn't do it well, but we did it.
Yeah, we did it without the pickle, without Jason, both Jasons.
Yep.
So I think it went good, man.
All right. Talk to y'all next week.
Coming on with me because it would have been really boring if it was just me.
Yes, it would have. Thanks for grabbing yourself a drink so I wasn't having it alone.
Cheers. All right. All right, man. Take it easy. Have a good week.
All right,
See you
back
guys
at you
next week.